So I'm either going to totally be okay with this or totally regret it. We will see at the end of all of everything. But I'm just gonna go back to my roots of the no script and it shows. I have no template. I have nothing. I just have my thoughts. So y'all just bear with me. It might not be the best idea, especially since I'm trying to like condense things, but I think I'm getting better at editing. I think I'm getting a little bit better. So I'm just gonna have a little bit of faith in myself. What's up, gang? If you don't know who I am, my name is byeeeee. I'm an artist and animator who talks too much. I literally talk about whatever I want. I had something written down for what I wanted to talk about for this full moon, but I changed my mind. Changed the subject to, I'm trying to change the relationship that I have with the internet. I think I'm pretty sure there's a couple of videos on here on my channel already, especially the Crunchyroll one that just kind of goes into more detail of the experiences that I had. Crunchyroll definitely took up a really big chunk of my life on the internet, but there were other things that were going on too. I think for a long time, I had went from being like a social butterfly or however you want to see it on the internet and talking to people all the goddamn time to not doing that at all and being kind of scared in the same way that I'm scared of MMOs, in the same way that I'm scared of real life social activities and stuff. So that kind of went downhill from there. And I kind of went to being a lurker more than an interactive person, I guess, or interacting with the things that are going on the web, right? And that's something else that I've noticed is that a lot of my friends were either like completely terminally online, just like always aware of everything that's going on, talking about stuff, giving some sort of extensive lore into our lives, stuff like that, or we're lurking. Like there doesn't seem to be an in-between for a lot of my friends, and that's totally okay. And I seem to go in between those two from time to time. I don't think I've ever just been like a true lurker of just like I'm not posting shit about me or anything that's going on with me. When I tell you I would love to be in that space of just not talking or saying anything about my life or sharing anything about my life. Like I fucking wish, but I can't really go more than maybe a month without doing that. Either way, like however I handled my relationship with the internet, I never really saw it as a negative thing, even though I still like, you know, chose to scroll on my phone instead of do the things that I'm like supposed to be doing or eating or sleeping or taking care of myself. I'll just scroll because it's so easy. Even when I was aware of it but not aware of it, I wasn't doing anything about it and I didn't see any harm in it. It wasn't until Takeoff was killed and I woke up at like 7 o'clock because my alarm went off, and the first thing that I did, like a fucking idiot, never again, but it happens a couple of times, but now I know my lesson, I went and opened Twitter, and it's really early in the morning, and the first tweet that I see is the video of him getting shot. There's no filter on it, there's nothing. You can just see it happening. So within the minute of me being awake, within the 5 minutes of me being awake, I have already seen someone die. I don't even want to say it was against my will because I chose to open Twitter, but basically just I wasn't expecting that to happen. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't until that happened that I was like, I need to change my relationship with the internet, with how I use the internet, how I interact with it. It is definitely not okay for me to see that first thing in the morning. You know what I'm supposed to be seeing first thing in the morning? Fucking Bible or something. Like I need to be looking at something a little bit more wholesome, in my opinion, to start my day off. Even that, it happened then and I still didn't really try to do anything to change my stuff. I don't know. Now it's just kind of like all happening. I kind of felt that way all of last year, like all of 2023. I kind of was feeling this weird buildup of I want to change how I'm operating on the internet. I don't know. It was sometime late at the end of the year in 2023 where I was trying to consider what am I going to do to like actually change my dynamic with the internet. There's so many good things about the internet, and just as there's like bad things about the internet. And again, this is just me, but if it resonates with you, I sure hope so. That's the main reason why I talk at my camera anyway, is to hopefully connect with somebody. I had to remember what the internet is actually good for the same reason I had to change my dynamic with my cell phone. My phone itself is not the internet, but it is connected to the internet. You know what I mean? But there were still other things that I was doing on my phone that I wish that I wasn't. My screen time is, I don't even want to talk about it. Even then, I was trying to like change my dynamic with what I'm doing with my phone, how much I'm on my phone, when do I pick up my phone, all of that stuff I wanted to change because it was really, really infecting my life. It felt like an infection, basically. And when anything feels like that, it's time to look at it, time to fix it. I had to remember, why do I use my phone? It's to connect with the people that are not like physically in front of me and stuff like that, right? I text my friends, I text my family, I keep in touch with them. I learn things on the web, but first and foremost, my phone is supposed to be like a means of communication. So I'm trying to talk to people more. When I realized that and started to do that more with my phone, I felt a little bit more content about how I used my phone. But I don't think I ever changed how I operated on the internet, so that's why there's still just like this weird distaste, I guess is the best way to put it, or just like, again, an infection of just like, I feel like I need to get rid of this. And for a good part of my realization on this with the internet, I just decided very firm that I was just going to delete everything. I was going to delete Instagram, TikTok. I'm not even on fucking TikTok. All of the apps, Twitter, all of that. And I was going to stick to like Twitch, YouTube, my Patreon, and Discord. And then that was it. I wasn't really going to fuck with nothing else social-wise. Tumblr, maybe. I just made an account on Newgrounds. I don't know why I never had an account on Newgrounds, but you should follow me on Newgrounds. If you find me, you find me. That was basically all that I really wanted to be involved with in terms of the internet. Were just like those main things. And I was going to delete everything else. And I was very firm on that because I thought that it would be a nice little fresh start. I have been on the internet, and I've been on Instagram specifically since like freshman year of high school. It's been a little too long. I've been on the internet though since like, that's just Instagram, but like internet, I've been on there since I was like 11 or 12, I want to say, posting things. My existence is out there somewhere, you know? But I just kind of figured maybe it was time to go the fuck away from Instagram and Twitter and all of these other platforms. I'm trying to think of what other platform do I use, but I really just think that it's Instagram. All that being said is that I'm trying to figure out and navigate what parts of the internet do I want. And that was, I guess, in a way, me being all, oh, I'm going to delete everything. I'm going to delete all of my apps, blah, 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 was me trying to get rid of the stuff that didn't seem as important. The internet is supposed to connect us to each other. There's so many people that I just flat out wouldn't know existed, let alone would have like the experiences that I have with them if it wasn't for the internet. And for that, I will always be thankful. And that is the connection. That is the connectivity that you can get from the internet. That's one of the good things about it. That being said, though, the internet is just getting really, really weird nowadays. And that was another thing that was like pushing me to reconsider how I'm using it and how I'm interacting with it. There's a lot of websites and platforms where their TOS says something along the lines of whatever you post, they're allowed to do stuff with, in like the most blanket term of me saying that. Go look at a TOS somewhere. It's going to say something along the lines of you allow us XYZ thing whenever you post this thing on here. I remember there was like some other app that came out around the same time that I was on Instagram. I can't remember. I think it was like called Vero or something like that. It was like started with a V. I know that much. And it seemed really interesting and it seemed really fun. And I was excited to use it. And then I saw somebody talking a lot of crap about the TOS and how they're going to be allowed to use the content that you put on there for whatever thing. And everybody started running off the site. And now I realize how silly I was for running off of that site, because all of the sites do that. All of the sites have that. If you're on a big platform thing, they're probably going to use that shit. My mom said something about all of us being data, and I complained. I was like, I don't want to be data. I don't want to be data. And then what was clicking in my head was just like, yeah, all the more reason for me to get the fuck off of the internet, because the only way I can not be data is to not be on the internet. But if I'm not on the internet, no one's going to hear me. No one's gonna see me. I'm not gonna connect with my people. I'm not gonna connect with like anybody who's interested in hearing what I have to say or needs whatever kind of thing that you get out of my videos, I guess. I wouldn't be able to give that to you. You would just have to hope that you suddenly stumble in the area that I'm in and I give that to you. And we can't do that all the time. We're not going on adventures like we used to back in the olden days, you know what I mean? So like you're not going to find me as like some peddler somewhere giving you arts and wares and stuff, you know? No, we're not doing that shit. I stay inside my house. It just made me think like, yeah, I don't want to be data, but that's kind of how the internet goes, and also why I really do want to try to change how I interact and use the internet and be more aware. For me, it is to connect. I want to form connections. So I don't know. I'm going to try to use the internet like how I use my fucking phone, I guess, and just find connections, find people that like listening to what I have to say, and I'll find people that I like listening to. I want to experience really cool things on the internet. The internet should be my way of adventuring and scavengering. I don't know if that's a word. Adventuring and exploring and traversing, whatever the fuck you want to use, as if I didn't have the internet. The internet is so helpful in the sense of information. There is so much fuck shit that is going on in the world. It's always been going on. Like, we're going through that. We wouldn't be able to see it in such quick, real time and have so many opinions coming out and facts coming out all at once if it wasn't thanks to the internet. What was going on? How did information spread when the internet wasn't here? It was probably, regardless of how it spread, it was probably spreading slowly in comparison to the internet. So now we're here, we're able to see this stuff in real time and talk about it in real time. iPad kids, blah, 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 what have you. I call myself an iPad kid because I get into that zone where I'll just turn on a very mindless video and just watch it. So, and I'm just trying to get out of that. I want to like do better for myself. Do you know what I mean? I just really want, all of it stems from, I want to do better for myself. I know I can do better. It is impeding my creative work. It is interfering with a lot of other things in my personal life. I feel obsessed with things that I shouldn't be obsessed with. It's just a lot of dumb shit that comes with being on the internet as long as I've been. Initially, I was going to just delete everything. I was going to delete everything and move to making a new website. I learned coding, or I'm learning. I've not become proficient or anything in it, but I'm learning. I'm trying to make my own page so that I can slowly slink away from the internet. I started making a newsletter so I can slowly get away from the internet or like social media in general. And now I'm just kind of like, maybe I don't need to delete it for real. I just really, really need to reconsider how I use it. My dynamic with the internet, I am in the middle of trying to change. I know that I don't want to delete social media anymore. I'll still be on. I'll still use, I got Blue Sky now. I'm trying to use my art page less like post and disappear. Do you know what I mean? I want to post and interact. I want to post and mingle. I'm trying to comment more instead of just being like a lurker. I'm trying to be more sociable and not see the internet as so scary or something where it's like, buy this product, buy that, promo this, promo that, influence this, influence that, da-da-da-da. I don't care anymore. I just want to see cool shit. I just want to have a healthy relationship with the web, with online, with social media, with the connections that I make. I just want to be okay. I don't want it to interfere with my projects anymore. I don't want it to distract me, make me procrastinate. I don't want to deal with that anymore. So I'm going to try to do the things that I can to make that stick. I really do hope that this connects with somebody. If not, oh well, whatever. I do really think that like the state of the internet is kind of weird. I want to make sure that my part of the internet, which is like the great thing about the web, is it's so huge. There's so many corners that you can just claim. So I just hope that my little section, my little corner will be a place that is peaceful, constructive, loving, supportive. These are all synonyms at this point. Fun, something that doesn't make me feel some weird pit in my heart. Do you know what I mean? Or I feel icky afterwards. I don't want to feel that anymore. So, and I changed how I do stuff on my phone, and that's helped a little bit, even if I don't like adhere to my time limits that I put on my apps. I still am more aware of when I pick my phone up first thing in the morning, and that's partially because I need to go get like a real deal alarm clock and stop using my phone as my alarm clock, for fuck's sake. But yeah, I do hope that this resonates with somebody. If you're struggling with like internet, I don't want to call it an addiction, but man, if it's an addiction to you, man, I get it. The internet is not in control of you. You can turn it off at any point in time. I still might take like a break. Like I might not delete everything, but I still might take a break from some of those platforms and just like carry on about other things. Because again, like I said, it feels more like a distraction than anything else. And I don't need that right now. I'm literally trying to cut out so many distractions, and I can feel like half of me fighting against that, and I don't know why. I guess because I'm so used to it and it's like my comfort zone, but trying to get out of that shit, trying to go. I hope that this also just makes sense in general of just like all the things that I'm saying. I'm probably gonna cut out a lot of stuff. What I was basically saying before I was so rudely interrupted by reality. I was looking at my phone and I was looking over my channel. It's cool just looking at like the playlist all together. So I was looking at the memory logs one, and I just immediately, it clicked after I was seeing like, oh, I had 4 little videos that I put out in between a year basically, and I thought that was so cute. And then I started like getting all nostalgic because I was like, damn, when the AM mixture one gets to be like a year old, that's gonna be like really crazy to me. All that being said, I just completely forgot to share that the main thing that makes me so happy about the internet is the fact that I can share these things with anyone, with my friends, with my family, with strangers even. If you're a stranger, what's good? Respectfully, or whatever. I'm thankful for that, for the space to do that. But at the same time, I think it's time for us to start making our own spaces. Spaces that aren't so heavily flooded with ads, or buy this, or microtransactions that you have to deal with, stuff like that, where you could just like do whatever you want. Do be you, within the bounds of like reason and stuff and safety of others and everything. I have to do like the SpongeBob meme when I say like do whatever you want, because y'all, not everybody, but some. I think that was everything that I wanted to get out. It's just like, yeah, the internet is where I share my memories, where I share my thoughts. If there wasn't an internet, I think I would just use my diary more, I'm pretty sure, and record still, and then maybe share it with other people. I think I would be a little bit more nervous. I'm just thankful I don't even need to like think about that. I can just share it. And at first I was nervous about sharing things because like being seen, but authenticity, just you watch. Authenticity is gonna be like a hot commodity with all this other like flibber flabber, this nonsense, this just like noise, this weird slop that's not real. Not everything, of course. Within all of that, there's just been like an influx of just noise, in my opinion, on the internet, and that's what makes it feel so weird. You can't even like believe anything on the internet. I mean, you couldn't before, but like even more so, you just have to put alleged on everything. I just don't listen to things anymore unless it's like hardcore evidence. I could probably ramble on and on and on and on about that, but mainly I'm just collecting memories. I would definitely still be recording things just because I saw my granddad do it and collect them. But yeah, he just casually watches them, him and my grandma, and then we'll sit in there and watch, and it'll be something fun. It's just nice looking back. Your life is entertaining and eventful, even if it's not like some action-packed shit. You know what I mean? It doesn't need to be. There's events, there's things that happen, and I definitely feel like things happen for a reason, but what reason? I do not know. So I'm sorry. If I can find a slide whistle, bro. Thank you guys so much for listening to me. If you want to hang out with me live, my schedule is kind of wonky. It's supposed to be Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, and if it changes to different days, then I'll let you know. You can join my newsletter if you want to delve more into the world building that I'm doing with my story ideas. I would very, very much appreciate that. There's a bunch of other things that you can do just to like be connected to me on the internet. And maybe in you being connected to me, you'll see that there's some good in this weird cesspool that is just becoming AI and ads at this point. That's what I'm worried about. I don't want to be here if it just becomes flat out AI and ads. I encourage everybody to learn how to build their own website so that they can get the fuck off of some of these places. Make things physical, because we already see now that physical copies are always going to be better than getting the digital thing, in my opinion, especially with how they're handling and doing bad shit to digital copies and stuff. Like, you don't own the digital copy, which just doesn't make any sense. What the fuck did I spend money on for? To rent? Yeah, I just hope that things get better with the internet, but if it doesn't, then oh well. I'm going to make my corner of the internet the best. Oh, is that conceited? I don't know. I don't care. But anyway, thank you guys so much for spending time with me, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.